My name is Matt Downer, and playing up here at Rock City, sharing the local traditional music and history, some of the musical heritage of this region with the visitors from all over the world here. I started playing this kind of music probably about 16 years old. I started playing guitar with my grandfather, Wayne Hurd. He was a dobro player, lived on Sand Mountain. And he would got me started just backing him up, playing guitar behind him, and he'll play traditional music. And a lot of guys would come over to visit him. I guess around mid-late 90s, I started recording those guys up there because I figured nobody else was doing their songs, so that stuff was invaluable to them. I started at that time really in earnest going up all the elder musicians I could and picking up their stories, you know, their songs, and that's really how I got into the old time music. Great musicians. At that time I was still just playing guitar, but I got exposed to the claw hammer style banjo playing and the old time fiddling, and really likes the people. It's a real strong community music, and it's based, you know, in community music. Just would have normally been played on porches, people's kitchens, you know. It was really informal, like oral tradition, and that's really something that struck me about it and appealed to me, was the simplicity of it, that you can play, you know, doesn't require electricity, doesn't it's really welcoming community of musicians. All the people I've met through the old time community have been very supportive and incredibly talented people. 8 years ago, maybe going on 9 years ago, I started playing some banjo and fiddle, traditional string bands. You know, I had heard a lot of bluegrass music, and I liked that, but there was something different about the old time and the traditional sound that really appealed to me. And it was similar, and a lot of people call this kind of music, the old time music, a lot of people just call it bluegrass because of the instruments that we use. And some of the tunes and definitely the instruments cross over, but it's quite a different music, and it's some of the earliest American music that we have. Ron Williams, I contacted him. He was still living here in Red Bank, and I was living over there in Red Bank in a camper at the time. And they were some of the only, as far as I knew, they were the only people playing this type of music in Chattanooga at that time, you know, actively going out and playing it. I was just playing guitar with those guys, fiddle and banjo, and Clark came in with some friends of his and really enjoyed the music, and we hit it off that night and been friends ever since. We got together maybe that next week and started playing together as much. We took off with the New Binkley Brothers, playing all over the place all the time, and that's when we actually started the Incline. We started playing down there, and the year after that we started playing up here, Rock City. This will be our 5th year. This is our 5th year of the summer music up here. This music existed before we have all these classifications of music, you know, bluegrass and old time and country, and we get all hung up on that, but it was just music, you know. It was something they did, something that was inseparable from their daily life. It was just something they shared. How we like to keep the music, you know, simple and down home, good old time fun.